Your hometown station, KHTS.
Santa Clarita's hometown station, KHTS. Make sure you go to hometownstation.com for all the latest and greatest Santa Clarita has to offer. Speaking of the greatest Santa Clarita has to offer, we have a very special guest in studio. He is Jim Kross. He is from the LA County Fire Department Foundation. You can learn more by going to lacfddf.org, or you can keep listening because we're going to talk about it right now. How you doing, Jim?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
You are a lifer when it comes to fighting fires. Well, what is your background so people know, give you a little bit of credibility? You know stuff about the LA County Fire Department.
I do.
So what's your background?
Well, I worked for the LA County Fire Department for 30 years, retired as an assistant chief in 2011, and just enjoyed the career. I think I shared with you earlier, if I could do it all over again, I would. Yeah. And my oldest son has actually followed in my footsteps. He's a captain with the LA County Fire Department.
Did you give him advice? Were you like, oh, man, do it? Or were you like, go be a lawyer?
No. Once he got the bug, he did a lot of things to prepare himself for. He took the test like every young person has to, and things worked out for him. So we're really thankful.
Oh, awesome stuff. So let's talk about, let's talk about this a little bit. You have some expertise in this, but this has been a crazy year for fires.
It has.
This has been a wild
one. As you can
one.
see, the Thomas fire is still only 65% contained. Yeah. They still have over 600 fire engines on that, 115 crews. Still have about 20 aircraft on it, I believe. So they're, the weather's been helping a little bit, I guess, this last year.
As of late,
still.
What are you when you see a fire or you see something on the news? Are you watching it like, okay, they got this under control? Can you tell by looking at it on the news, or do you have some inside info?
I don't have any inside info, but when you watch it on the news. You tend to have your perspective. Yeah. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Sometimes you want to say, why aren't they doing this or why are they doing that? But it's different when you're on the ground.
Yeah, so. I'm sure. But we appreciate all of the firefighters, especially here in the Santa Clarita Valley. We've been affected by quite a few in the last few years, and we love our firefighters here in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah, and we do. And so what is the, again, we're speaking with Jim Kross. He is from the LA County Fire Department Foundation. What is the foundation, for those who don't know?
Okay, well, the foundation was created to support the public education efforts for the Los Angeles County Fire Department. We have about a half a dozen inspectors that go out and do safety programs. But as you can imagine, the county serves millions of constituents, and it's really tough to get around and meet everybody's needs with such a small force in our public education section. But we were created to be able to raise funds to support both the equipment, the supplies they need to produce those programs. A lot of the programs are either unfunded or non-funded. And so we saw a need for this, and we were very blessed to have the County Board of Supervisors approve creating a foundation back in 2013. In 2015, we actually incorporated in November of that year. In March of 2016, we received our tax-exempt status. And then in 2016, in May of that year, a couple months later, we actually entered into a formal agreement with the LA County Fire Department, and again approved by the Board of Supervisors to actually do business and support the fire department's education efforts.
Okay, so when you say education efforts, does that mean just youth? Is it for adults as well? Like what education things are you doing?
It's for everybody.
Okay.
We have programs that will provide fire and life safety education for everybody from kindergarten up through your 90s. There are programs that will affect every entity. Some of the programs are more specific to age groups. We have a number of programs. I think Shaky Quakey is very popular. It's a trailer-mounted earthquake simulator that allows children to experience a classroom setting with what an earthquake would be like and be able to give them safety tips. But, of course, the parents come along, and so they get the education as well. So something like that's kind of specific to the kids. But we have all kinds of programs that, again, meet the need of every age group within the county.
And so I just, what's been going on, I've just had fire on my mind, but there's other things to worry about as well, other than just fires, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I know you have some numbers, and it might be fire related, but what are some of the numbers you were talking about in terms of injuries and things?
Well, one of the things I really wanted to share today, too, is not only to bring awareness to our foundation, but one of the programs that the Foundation Board of Directors have authorized us to do is to try try and create a fire safety town for kids. You know, the Optimist Club here locally does a 2-week program each year for a couple of the grades, I think kindergarten and first grade last year. We've talked with them. They'd love to partner with us, I believe, in the future if this actually comes to fruition. But this particular program with Fire Safety Town, it is a facility that will be designed to, again, educate every age group, but it has a heavy emphasis on kindergarten through 5th grade. It's basically sits on 1 acre. It's a 5/8 scale mini city or a town that looks like, if it was built here in Santa Clarita, it looked like Santa Clarita. It'd have the businesses in the little town that you would recognize here. But what we found out when we began to research this, the CDC actually produced a report a couple of years ago, and the figures were just astounding. They said over 9 million children the year that they took this survey ended up in an emergency room due to an unintentional injury. And out of those 9 million kids across this country, 12,000 of them died. They said that was more that year than all the other childhood diseases combined.
Yeah.
And what they said about that at the end of the report is it's obviously predictable and preventable. We just have to educate the kids about the different safety issues. And again, it's a whole plethora of things, from outdoor safety to bicycle safety, stranger danger, whatever you could think a young person needs to be taught can be taught at Safety Town.
Well, awesome. Again, we're speaking with Jim Kross. He's from the LA County Fire Department Foundation, LACFDDF.org, LACFDF.org.
There you got it.
Yeah.
And I always say heavy on the county. We love our city partners. You know, they do a fantastic job as well. They have a foundation. By the way, give them kudos for that. Their intent is completely different than our foundation. And so we just want to make sure that when folks think of a foundation, they're thinking of LA County, especially in the county areas that we serve. And certainly the Santa Clarita Valley is one of those. I actually spent about 5 years of my career serving the citizens here when I was a captain and as well as when I was an engineer. So I love this community.
Nice. What station were you at?
73.
Okay.
Twice.
All right. Look at you.
Yeah,
All right.
I was an engineer there, left, and a couple years later came back as a captain.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Well, Jim, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you being here.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to share with you.
Yeah, awesome. Again, Jim Kross, he's in LA County Fire Department Foundation, LACFDF.org.
And if I may, just one kudos to
please.
Scorpion Internet Marketing. They're a local. They were started here locally. They're still, in fact, they just opened a new building up.
Big building
from,
on Magic Mountain Parkway.
Magic Mountain Parkway.
Yep.
And to just give them kudos. They, in fact, that's why we want to share the website. They just launched our website 2 weeks ago, and you have to go and see. It's
great.
a world-class site. They did this all pro bono for us. They love the fire department as well. They're supporting us. They support the foundation. And so I just want to say thank you and Merry Christmas and God bless them for what they've done for us.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Santa Clarita's hometown station. Quick break. More after this.
In Santa Clarita, we always find a way to be generous to the community.